Yes, all right. Welcome back to the Arsenal podcast with your boy Kosi. Yeah, I'm in a good mood. For me, it's a good week. It is still a good week. Beating Manchester United over the weekend. You have Molde midweek. Then Aston Villa coming up. Of course, Aston Villa is not one of the easiest sides in the league so far. They have a remarkable form. So we need to be careful and wary of them. But welcome to the show. My name is Kosi. Do for me one thing, smash the like button, get the comments coming in, because we are going to be discussing 2 or 3 players. One is Dominik Szoboszlai, written today in the Small that Arsenal is weighing up a bid in the January transfer window for the young lad, as well as Hakan Calhanoglu. Now, Chalhanoglu is another player that has been on the admiring list of Arsenal for so long, on the scout list for Arsenal for so long, and it seems if we fail to get Dominik Szoboszlai and Hausem Awa, we could go for Hakan Calhanoglu, one of the players I really rate so much. At least he has big eyes like Messi does. He was playing with AC Milan. We are going to be looking at both of those stories and see how much truth do they command. I'll start with Dominik Szoboszlai, written about by the Small today. Arsenal weighing up Dominik Szoboszlai approach. That is written by the Small. They are saying Arsenal are reportedly keeping a close eye on Red Bull Salzburg Dominik Szoboszlai as they weigh up a bid for the informed attacker. The 20-year-old has been in excellent form for his Austrian club during the 2020-2021 campaign, scoring 5 times and providing 7 assists in 10 appearances in all competition. So that is the form. That is the form we are talking about. Scoring 5 times and providing 7 assists in 10 appearances in all competitions. He has appeared twice in the Champions League and scored twice this season. So that is how brilliant this boy is. If we are going to talk about just his brilliance. Arsenal were linked with the Hungarian international over the summer, but the transfer window closed with the left-sided attacker still at Salzburg. According to Italian journalist Fabrizio Romano, the Gunners have been following Szoboszlai for years and are now considering the youngster as an alternative to Lyon's attacker Hausem Awa. Of course, according to him, he was talking on the Here We Go podcast. He said the situation is that Arsenal have been following Szoboszlai for years. Romano said, and he also says, so what we can say is that Arsenal scouting department are looking at the player. At the moment, there are no negotiations with Salzburg. There are many clubs interested in the player. He was one step away from joining AC Milan last summer. We will see in the January transfer window. We'll see next summer what Salzburg will decide to do, because Szoboszlai wants to play in a top league. He's in love with the Premier League, so let's see what Arsenal will decide. And of course, Romano also added and said, what I'm told that Arsenal are looking to sign this kind of player. They were looking at Hausem Awa. They are now considering the situation of Szoboszlai. So let's see what will happen next summer or in the January transfer window. But Arsenal are following the player. That is Szoboszlai for you. Okay, so that is Fabrizio Romano on his Here We Go podcast. I hope some of you are subscribers there. If you're not a subscriber on his Here We Go podcast, it's as easy as going on is it Patreon? I think it is on Patreon, yeah. And then look for Fabrizio Romano. You're going to pay very less, and then you'll join his podcast. He gives you the latest in transfers and first information. That is where I get much of my talk, and then around some blogs. So many fans were carried away when we beat Manchester United with Mohamed Elneny and Thomas Partey at the heart of the midfield. Yeah, we looked brilliant. We were so brilliant. We were very, very hard for Manchester United to handle. It was like we were a big test for Manchester United, and I agree. I think we were this kind of team that every club must be afraid of right now. We were so damn good. But for me, that doesn't mean we should get carried away. That doesn't mean that we have kick-started the season. That doesn't mean that we need to forget what we have achieved so far, and we want and what we want to achieve in the future. Truth is, Mohamed Elneny had a quality performance against Manchester United. He was absolutely brilliant, but that is not the kind of player. That's not the kind of quality. He doesn't have the quality to play in that, in that position. Yeah, he was good, but imagine if you had a player like Santi Cazorla playing in that position. If you had a player like Cesc Fabregas playing in that position, it would have been totally different. It would have been totally different. So this is what I'm talking about. I think Mohamed Elneny played so well against Manchester United. He can't play well in that position. If Mikel Arteta trusts him, he can't play very well in that position until the January transfer window. But I think I still feel in me that Arsenal going for an attacking midfielder, because Elneny looks more for me like a person who's more comfortable where Partey plays. Yeah, he was really good playing ahead of Partey, but that is not him. That is not you can't expect 10 you can't expect 10 performances from Mohamed Elneny in that position to be of the same quality, honestly. And then you look at Szoboszlai and his statistics this season: 10 appearances, 7 assists. Let's just look at that. But even if we looked at the goal scoring form, he has scored more goals than any other player at Arsenal this season. At least he has scored the same amount of goals Aubameyang and Lacazette have managed to score combined this season. So that such kind of a midfielder who can score goals, can create chances, 7 assists, that's decent. Quite decent. 2 goals in the in the Champions League. You guys would have said that maybe Salzburg is in Austria and the league is weak, but the truth is he's also performing in the Champions League. So that means the quality of this guy is a real deal. Arsenal weighing up a 30 million euro bid. Yeah, he has a release clause. And of course, before next summer we can buy him for less, or I don't know, for less or for more, but we can negotiate around, because we can only I think we can only trigger his release clause next summer. But I think for me, if we get Szoboszlai, we have the real deal. We have the player we have been looking for. And that's why I added Mohamed Elneny down there on the pictures on the show. I think Mohamed Elneny was brilliant, but there are things Mohamed Elneny is going to do. He's not going to release Aubameyang and all the and all the wingers all the time. That is just not him. He's a good player. I love him. I trust him. I believe in him. African. He has the strength. He has the zeal. He has the power. He has the motivation. One of the players that are really motivated. He has improved a lot under Mikel Arteta, but I still think we got to bring in a creative player in the caliber of Ausemowa, in the caliber of Dominik Szoboszlai. That would change everything. That would totally change everything. I don't know what you think, but let me know in the comment box. But another player of the kind that is linked with Arsenal today is one that is linked with Manchester United, and he's Hakan Calhanoglu. You can call him Calhanoglu or Chalhanoglu or Chalhanoglu, anything you want. He's a brilliant player. Playing with, he's with AC Milan right now. He's a brilliant player. This season he hasn't had so many statistics on his side, but I still remember him. I still recall his time at Bayer Leverkusen. He is a kind of he is the kind of player that would suit Arsenal. I'm not saying this because I'm excited or something like that. I love the player. I've been following him for quite some time. I know his capabilities. I know what he can do. He gets, he's one player, that doesn't get afraid to get into the box. And that is one of the things I like about Hakan Calhanoglu. He doesn't get afraid at any point in time to get close to the enemy's box. But when you think about Hakan Calhanoglu, you think about his age, and you think about Szoboszlai, and you think about the age and what both players can give you. Yeah, Calhanoglu gives you the experience, he gives you the maturity and so on. But it's a matter of time. Dominik Szoboszlai is also going to be there. 3 seasons, he's going to be the player. We are talking about. For me, if we got Szoboszlai, I like Calhanoglu, but I would leave him for Manchester United because they are linked with him. I also don't think they will sign him because they have a Bruno Fernandes for now. I don't see why they would need a Hakan Calhanoglu, maybe for issues of squad depth, but I don't see why they would sign him. For us, we need him. We desperately need him. But for me, the first choice is Szoboszlai. If we can't get Hausemowa, the first choice is Szoboszlai. And in this kind of situation in which we are, I would take Szoboszlai over Hausemowa first, because Hausemowa is more of this kind of player that links up play, runs between the lines. But Szoboszlai gets into the dangerous areas on the pitch of the enemy, breaks down the enemy, like the Manchester United game. We all absolutely did everything out of time. We did everything at half time. We almost did whatever we had to do. We just failed to release Aubameyang. That was the only thing we had to do at half time to lead. Release Aubameyang or create some two one-on-ones with for Alexander Lacazette with David De Gea, and we didn't do that. So we just need that. That is the player we need. Defensive wise, we have we have gone. At least we are the best team in the league defensive wise. By the way, this is no joke. We are the best team in the league defensive wise. We are hard to beat. Everybody knows that. United, tried and they're like, no, I think we just can't beat Arsenal. It isn't our time to beat Arsenal. And I love the honesty, from the Manchester United fans, because they agreed. Most of them, most of the United fans I talked to really agreed that, guys, it was a hard game. You guys bullied us, bodied us, schooled us, and I love that. But Hakan Calhanoglu, he's approaching his 30s, and I think Arsenal, it would be a wastage of time to bring him. If you are building a project, because for me, I don't see Mikel Arteta's project mature this year or next year. I think this year he can linger around 5th, 6th, 4th. The next year, he would be quite sure that he might actually, he's ready to fight for the Champions League positions. And then his 3rd year at Arsenal, if only it happens, that is when we shall start demanding silverware. And I think at this point in time, if you give him players like Szoboszlai, you give him players like Gabriel, Saliba, those kind of players that have a future, they have the quality to feed him and take him through the next 3 years. Yeah, it makes sense. So for me, I'm going with Dominik Szoboszlai. I don't know whether Arsenal is serious about the 30 million euros, but if Arsenal is serious, then I'm absolutely grateful for Edu for making the Arsenal board realize that if you're gonna get anything in the Premier League or in football, at least these days, you got to spend. My name is Kosi, and thank you for joining me for this quite wonderful show. I'm coming back very soon, like I said, very, very soon, with another video. So make sure you're tuned in. And how do you do that? You subscribe to the channel, you like the videos, and you hit the notification button, but also engage with the content. Tell me your thoughts on whatever content we produce. I love you so much.